as most of you know, my husband was in the military. He was in the Air Force. And this plays a big role in this story. Because, oh my God, you guys aren't going to believe what I'm going to tell you. But it is true. Keep in mind, this is a true story. I'm a witness to it because it happened to me. And when I say it's a true story, it's a true story. My husband was in the Air Force, and this was back in 1992. And we had to move from one military house to another because they were selling the military houses to, I think it was like Section 8 or something. I don't know, but they were selling the houses. So it was our turn to move. So they moved us into another house, which at that time had been officer housing. My husband was NCO. He was not a CO. But they moved us into officer housing because at that time they just needed to get us out of the house. It was a duplex. This is very important, I promise. It was a duplex. Originally, it was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath on both sides. Well, a large family needed to be accommodated because I guess their family grew really quickly and they needed some more space. So they cut an opening between 2 bedrooms and created a door. And they did the same in the basement. They created a doorway down in the basement to create an opening to both sides. Well, we got assigned this house. And the part of the house that used to be the dining area and the kitchen, we just closed that off. We never even went in there. So our bedroom was the room that had been the living room at one time. So we had a door. So we just kept that locked and blocked. And then the kids had a playroom, and then there was a bathroom. And then the baby had his room. And then my son had the room connected to his room. And then my daughter was in the front bedroom on the main side of the house. I promise you this is very important. We had 2 sets of stairways. The side that was on the side that we slept on stayed open by about that much because we had a chain at the top. So the cat could go down the stairs and use the cat box. The cat box was on this side of the house as well. Let's just refer to that as the right side. The main side of the house we'll just refer to as the left side. It also had a set of stairs that led down to the washer and dryer on that side. The stairs themselves were the kind of stairs that you could see through, and they were the wooden, high polished, old. You can see where many generations have walked up and down the stairs. And they were pretty rustic, but they weren't splintery. They were smooth. And then there was like a bamboo railing or something. I think it was bamboo. I don't know. I don't remember. We didn't live there, but maybe 8 months. This is important. I always wondered why the cat never came over to the side where the washer and dryer was. And I always wondered why my husband always used the stairs on the right side. I never really gave it much thought. I mean, I wondered, but I really didn't, it wasn't that big of a deal. To me, it was too much of a pain in the ass because I had to unlock it. So, what time is it? Okay, just a few more minutes. So that is very important. So you have to keep that in mind. And keep in mind, these stairs, you can see through them. There's no risers. And it was I think there was like 12 because, I used to be a counter. Well, I still am. I count stairs when I walk up and down. And there were 12. There were 10 going down this way. And then 2, there was a platform at the bottom. This is important. There's a platform at the bottom of both sets of stairs. And you can either go right or left, go down steps. There were 2 steps. And that's important. Because my husband had wanted to move the washer and dryer over to the other side. And I told him no, because I didn't want him to go over 2 sets of platforms. I don't know what else to call them, platforms at the bottom of the main stairs. So that's important. That is very important. The washer and dryer was on the left side. He wanted to move them over to the right side, and I told him no because it was just too much work. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and start, okay? Because I'm so excited about this. Keep in mind, we lived in this house. It was a duplex converted over to a 7-bedroom house. We shut off 2 of those bedrooms because we didn't need that space. But yeah, that's very important. Hang on, gotta get something to drink. Night Whispers is beginning. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay, guys? Can anybody? Yeah, okay, good. Okay. Night Whispers. The house on Elm Street. Hello. We lived on Elm Street on Fairchild Air Force Base in 1992. And yes, I know. But this wasn't movie scary. This was quiet scary. It was an old officer's duplex that had been cut open and fused into one large home. They punched a doorway between 2 upstairs bedrooms. Downstairs, and they carved through the basement. So both sides connected. That doorway was open. It did not have a door on it. 7 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 separate staircases, 2 separate basements. The front basement held the washer and dryer. The stairs were wooden, old, polished smooth from decades of use. No risers. You could see straight through them. At the bottom was a landing with a split. 2 steps left, 2 steps right. Left went to the washer and dryer. Right went into a deeper section of the basement that never felt neutral. The first time it happened, I had a full laundry basket in my arms. The house was quiet. Kids upstairs, husband at work. I stepped onto the first stair, and before my foot even fully planted, something wrapped around my ankle. Not a stumble, not a slip. It was pressure. My body pitched forward violently. The basket flew. My body pitched. If my elbow hadn't hooked around that railing, I would have gone face first down 12 hardwood steps. I froze halfway down, heart pounding so loud I could hear it echo in the stairwell. Nothing was there, just air. I told myself it was nerves. Old stairs, bad footing, until it happened again and again, always when I was alone. Never when the kids were down there with me. That part still bothers me. If all three kids were playing in the basement, the air felt normal. If I dragged the dog down with me, the dog would plant his feet halfway down and refuse to move. And the second we hit the bottom, he would bolt toward the other basement. We had a second staircase on the opposite side of the house. That's where the litter box was. The cat would only use that side. He would not go down the front stairs. Wouldn't even stand at the top. My husband rarely went down there either. At the time, I thought he just didn't want to deal with laundry. He kept offering to move the washer and dryer to the other side. Over and over. I kept saying no. I didn't want him walking those stairs. I couldn't explain it then. I just knew. Every time I went down alone, the air changed. It got heavy, not cold, not drafty, heavy. Like walking into a room after an argument and you can feel the tension before you hear a word. That's what it felt like under those stairs. Like something weighty. And it always reached forward, always toward my ankle, never pulling back, forward. Like it wanted me face first, like it wanted me hurt. One day, I stood at the bottom after it happened again. I just stood there, looking underneath the staircase. It was open framing. You could see the beams. The shadows were normal shadows, but my body was shaking. And I remember thinking, it doesn't like me alone. We lived there 7, maybe 8 months. Then we got orders to Georgia. I packed that house faster than any house I've ever packed. After we moved, months later, we were talking casually. I asked my husband, when you went down to that basement, did it ever feel wrong? He didn't hesitate. Yes. He said, do you remember me asking you if you wanted me to move the washer and dryer? Yes. He looked at me and said, Chris, there was something very evil under those stairs. I just stared at him. You're just telling me this now? He said he felt it too. He said there was something in the kitchen as well. That's why he avoided that room when he could. I never felt anything in the kitchen, but under those stairs, I felt it every single time. Years later, I Googled the address. The house was gone, demolished. Military housing sold off and rebuilt. And sometimes I wonder, did they tear those stairs out? Or did whatever was under them just stay where it was, waiting for the next person to walk down alone? Yes, it happens. It gives me chill bumps because I remember it like it was yesterday. Scared the shit out of me. It did happen. It happened. It was haunted. I swear it was. My husband's getting into the cookies. Hey, little Zack Attack. That was a spooky story, huh? No, seriously, we did. We lived in a house like that. In the front basement, there was something under those stairs. I don't know what it was, but it didn't like me. At least I don't think it liked me. Why, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. And no, and the house is, I do. I wonder because it's just a field now. It's just all grass. So I wonder if it's buried. I do. I wonder if it's buried or if it was connected to those stairs and they took the stairs and recycled them. Ooh, may have to use that as, hang on. I got to write that down. I have to write down my thoughts. Well, hey, of course we can be friends. I tell stories every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They're spooky stories based on actual places and or real people, i.e. usually me. Hello, welcome in. No, I'm not giving you my phone number or any number for that matter. But yeah, every night, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And all of my stories are based on actual places, maybe actual events, maybe actual people. You never know. So I posted last night's video already on TikTok and YouTube. So those are all ready to be watched again. I hope you enjoy. The basement under the fig tree. My grandaunt and uncle's house always smelled strange. Not dirty, not rotten, just off. Like someone boiling water on the stove and pouring Dawn dish soap into it. Sweet, sharp, artificial. It hung in the air no matter the season. Outside, they had a fig tree. That's where we spent most of our time, climbing, hiding, pretending we were explorers. But that summer day, it was hot. The kind of heat that makes the air buzz. My cousin looked at me and said, I dare you to go down there. The basement door was off the kitchen, always shut. We weren't allowed down there. That's where my aunt kept her canning jars, rows and rows of preserves. I said I'd go, but only if she held my hand. The stairs were strange, not steep, not narrow, wide, flat steps with deep treads, like someone meant for you to walk down them slowly. The light from the kitchen barely reached the bottom. Halfway down, the temperature dropped. Not freezing, just cooler. Still, the air got thick, and that soap smell was stronger down there. We reached the bottom together. The basement wasn't finished. Concrete floor, shelving along the walls. Rows of mason jars filled with peaches, green beans, tomatoes. But here's the thing. Every jar was turned label side to the wall. Every single one. We stepped closer. Why would she do that? I reached out and turned one jar around. There was no label, just glass. But something floated inside. Not fruit, not vegetables. It was cloudy, like something had dissolved in it. We heard something shift behind us. Not a loud noise, just the soft scrape of something moving across concrete. We turned at the same time. There was a workbench under the stairs. And on that bench was a large metal pot. The smell was strongest there. Soapy, chemical, too clean, like someone trying to cover something up. My cousin squeezed my hand so tight it hurt. I remember saying, "Let's go." But we didn't move because from the corner of the basement where the light didn't reach, we heard a whisper. Not a word, just breath. Like someone exhaling slowly through their teeth. We ran. We ran up those wide stairs 2 at a time. Didn't look back. Slammed the basement door shut. And we never told my aunt. Years later, when my uncle passed and the house was sold, the basement was cleared out. My cousin called me and asked if I remembered those jars. I said yes. She said there weren't any labels on them when they cleaned it out. I said I knew. She got quiet, and then she said there wasn't anything inside them either. Now I'm creeped out. They did have a staircase like that. It was a staircase. And she did can. She did can. Hey guys, welcome in. But yeah, move this. No, I'm not moving the scarf. Hey, Marielle. Oh, that's just bits of us. That's just me. Yeah, I'm just tapping. That's all she's doing. No, I'm not gonna marry you. I'm already married. Yeah, I'm already married. But I'm so glad you made it, Marielle. Hey. No, I'm not marrying you. I'm telling stories is what I'm doing. Yeah. That's just bits of us. That's just me. And she's just tapping. That's all she's doing. And I'm just kind of freaked out. Hey, you want to come out? I'll bring you out. Come here, hang on. You're scared. Hey, Marielle.
Hey.
Super. Hey, how are you doing?
Good boy.
You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm making
How far? How far what? I have no idea what half these people are saying. It's almost Easter, guys. It is. It's almost Easter. What are you doing? What you guys doing?
making smoothies.
Oh, what kind of smoothies?
Banana.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yummy. I just have watermelon flavored water.
Ooh.
It's really good. It really is good. I love watermelon. You guys ready for the third story?
Yes.
Ooh. All right. Were you guys able to watch the other one, mine from last night? That I had to go back and rewatch it and freak myself out.
No.
No, you should go back and watch it. It's pretty scary. No, it's not scary. It's just really cool. Okay. When the water goes down, they built Clark's Hill Lake in the 1950s. They flooded farms, roads, graveyards, homes. People talk about that part like it's history.
Can I get a shake?
Hey, Mr. Nightwolf. But history doesn't stay quiet underwater. Most of the year, the lake looks peaceful, blue, wide, calm. But when the water level drops, things rise. One summer, the drought was bad. The shoreline pulled back farther than anyone had seen in years. People went walking where boats normally float. Old fence posts stuck out at the mud like broken ribs. Chunks of bricks, foundations, and if you knew where to look, cemetery stones. Not all of them had been moved when they built the dam. Some were just covered. That evening, the air felt strange. Still, no insects, no wind. I was walking near an exposed stretch of cracked earth when I saw something in the mud. At first, I thought it was driftwood. Then I saw it was a door frame. Just the frame, still standing upright in nothing. No walls, no house, just a rectangle in the open air. I stepped closer. The mud around it was damp, darker than the rest, like the ground there hadn't fully dried. And as soon as I stood there, I heard it. A faint creaking, like wood under pressure. There was no wind. The lake was flat, but the frame shifted just slightly. And then 3 knocks. Not loud, not echoing, just 3 solid taps from the other side of the empty doorway. I froze. There was nothing behind it, just open lake, stretching out for miles. But the air on the other side looked distorted, like heat rising off asphalt, only it wasn't hot. The temperature dropped so fast, I felt it in my arms. I don't know why, but I stepped toward the frame. And for half a second, I smelled wood smoke and something sweet, like preserves, cooking on a stove. And then the lake wind picked up out of nowhere. The frame fell flat into the mud. The distortion vanished, and the sound of insects came back all at once. The water rose 2 weeks later. That stretch of land disappeared. And there's the question I still think about. When the water covers everything again, does it seal it in? Or does it just keep it waiting? Ta-da, the end. What do you think, guys? Oh, that was good timing, 30 minutes. I thought it was pretty good. Oh my goodness. What do you guys think? Do you guys like it? I'll post it again. Encore. Encore. Okay. Encore. Encore. Okay.
I said that was really good.
Yeah, okay, I'll do an encore.
Can you do another one?
You want another one?
Yeah.
Okay, I got another one. I got another one. I ought to know better by now. You guys want an encore. So this one is I have no whoops, I'm trying to use my mouse. I was trying to use my mouse. Okay, you ready?
We're ready.
Okay. The last car on the bridge. When they built Clarks Hill Lake, they flooded roads. Whole stretches of highway just disappeared. But there's one old bridge near the edge of the water that still stands. Most people don't use it anymore. It's narrow, 2 lanes that feel like 1.5. No shoulder, just guardrail and water. Locals say don't cross it after midnight. Not because it's dangerous, because sometimes you're not the only one on it. One night, a man was driving home late. Quiet road, no traffic, no wind. He turns onto the bridge. Halfway across, he sees headlights in his rear view mirror. Bright, too bright. The car behind him is riding his bumper. He can't speed up. The bridge is too narrow. He can't pull over. There's nowhere to go. The headlights flash once, then again. Then they go out completely. The road behind him is empty. No car. No taillights turning around. No sound. He tells himself it was just glare, just nerves. He keeps driving. Then he notices something. The water on both sides of the bridge is still. Perfectly still. Except directly beneath him. Right under the center of the bridge, the surface is rippling. Like something just slipped under. He slows down. And that's when he hears it. Knocking. 3 knocks. Not from the water. From the trunk of his car. He freezes. The knocking comes again. Slow. Measured. Like someone trapped inside. He doesn't stop. He floors it. Drives straight off the bridge and doesn't look back. The next morning, he opens his trunk in daylight. Nothing inside except wet handprints. On the underside of the trunk, facing out. Now here's what makes it worse. Back in the 1950s, when they closed the dam gates, there were reports of one car that never made it across before the water rose. No bodies were recovered, just an empty vehicle found months later. Trunk locked. And sometimes, late at night, when you cross that bridge alone, you might not be. I'm kind of creeped out by that one. I'm never getting in my car and looking out the back again. Because there might be somebody in my trunk. That's creepy. Ooh.
Marielle said she'll be right back.
Oh, okay. That was creepy.
That was creepy.
Guys, I just read that one for the very first time. The other ones I kind of skimmed through, so I kind of have an idea where I can breathe. That one is just Jokes. Right. Encore again. Sydney's saying encore again. You want another encore?
Encore, Cindy, come up.
A creepy story. I won't be able to sleep without my light on. I know. Creepy it was. It was creepy. Now that one was just made up. There was no missing car or anything like that. That was just made up. The other three, yes. The other three, yes, that was me. Oh, she's just getting out of the shower. She's gonna have to watch them tomorrow because I'm gonna upload them. Because I think they're fun to watch because I put them on YouTube too. You're joking. I know you are. They're not that. I mean, they're creepy. Yeah. Hey. But no, the first one, that was a true story. That one was a true story. Not embellished at all. At all. I got more. Encore. Okay. Let's see. Okay, give me just a second. I have an idea. Let's see. I have to figure out how to read it, write it, word it. I'm trying to remember how to spell. All right, let's see what comes up. Ooh. Is everybody back? Is Marielle back?
I'm here.
This damn beetle. Look, he just landed. Look, this thing. They bite. These do. The orange ones bite. See that? Look. Can you see him? He's not red. He's orange. He has been harassing me all night.
That's creepy.
Yes, he's been harassing me. But no, they do bite. These do. The red ones don't. The orange ones do. There, I have thrown him out that door about 15 times, and I just dinged him into the trash can. That's what that sound was. I just threw him in the trash can. And see how long it takes him to get out. All right. Is Marielle back yet? Oh, she can watch the replay. Encore number 3. The well in the wood. I know, thank you. They go with the polka dots, right? You're not supposed to see my pants. The well in the woods. We were walking through the woods one afternoon, not far from Clark's Hill. Look at this.
Ooh.
Are you another one, or are you the same one?
That's creepy.
Damn beetles. They're beetles. They're not ladybugs. They're orange. These are orange. The red ones don't bite, but the orange ones do. Yeah, I know. I've been bitten. Okay. You just happened to look there. We were walking through the woods one afternoon, not far from Clark's Hill Lake. Just wandering, no trail, just following deer paths and light through the trees. Vic slowed down first. He does that sometimes. Gets quiet. I asked him what was wrong. He didn't answer right away. Then he said, "Something bad happened here. Not dramatic, not theatrical, just flat. The woods were still. No birds, no wind. And then we saw it. A clearing, not big, just a space where trees stopped growing in a rough square. The ground was uneven, like something had once stood there and been swallowed. Pieces of old brick lay, half buried in the dirt. Charred wood fragments mixed into the soil. An old homestead, burned down decades ago. You could still see the outline if you stood back far enough. Kitchen here, front room there. The air felt heavier inside the clearing. Not colder, just pressed down. Vic stepped forward slowly. His face had that look, like he was listening to something he couldn't hear. He said, "There's a well." I hadn't seen it yet. It was covered in weeds and vines near the back edge of the clearing. Round stone lip, half collapsed. We walked toward it. The closer we got, the worse the sound became. At first, I thought it was wind. But it wasn't wind. It was mosquitoes. Thousands of them. Swarming above the well, opening like smoke. Thick, constant. The air above the well moved unnaturally, like something was stirring the swarm from below. Vic stopped a few feet away. He said quietly, "It's not anger. It's sadness." I looked down into the well. It was dark, too dark. And the smell rose up slowly. Wet stone, old ash, and something metallic underneath. The mosquitoes didn't land on us. They didn't spread out into the clearing. They stayed above the well, like they were feeding on something we couldn't see. Vic stepped back, and for a split second, I felt it too. Not fear, not threat, just grief. Heavy, suffocating grief. Like something ended here violently, like someone waited too long. We didn't stay. As we stepped out of the clearing, the woods came back to life. Birds resumed. Wind moved. The air lifted. But behind us, that clearing stayed still. Later, we looked up old property maps. There had been a farmhouse there before the lake was built. No record of how it burned. No record of who lived there. But there was a note in a local archive about a family tragedy involving a missing child. And a well. Now, here's the part I think about. Mosquitoes need water. But that well had been dry for years. So what were they feeding on?